I'm so sorry. I've forgotten to bring my windshield with me. Now, it's not the windiest of days today, but it doesn't take a windy day for the wind to cause me some serious problems here in the Vale. But at least we're not up on top of the hills. I shall do my best to be aware of any potential wind noise. So there's St Mary's at Edlesborough, sitting on its little mound in the marshes, or what used to be marshes. Of course now it's all drained off for farmland. Over there's the beacon, and following the Icknield way along that chalk ridge that stretches all the way from the northeast coast at Norfolk all the way down to the southwest of England, the old ancient Icknield way, which joins up with the Ridgeway, and I think it's actually widely considered to be the oldest road in Britain. It's a lovely morning. It was wet last night, so it's been misty this morning, but everything's all nice and sort of, you know, fresh smelling and wet, and the sun's coming out. You can see the trackway going off into the distance there. It goes off to Ivinghoe, Aston, which is the next village over, and it kind of sits at the bottom of the beacon there, really. Now, my main sort of point of coming on this quite short little walk, I've got a lot of things to do on the allotment this weekend, but I desperately needed a walk, as always, so I'll come out for this little quick one because I want to investigate a place called Combe Hole. Now, it's either, where are we looking? No, it's either that bit there, or it might be that bit there, but you can just about see it from the road. It's like really tantalising little glimpses. You can just see it through the thick hedges, and it's a really beautiful looking little gouge in the landscape. The top end of it, according to the OS map, the top end of it, where you've got the big gouge in the land, that's called Combe Hole, and then the lower end of it, where it narrows down a bit, and I think there's a stream coming out the bottom, that's called Combe Bottom. So we're going to look at a hole and a bottom. Can't get in there, of course, private land as usual, but there are footpaths that go around it. This path that I'm following at the moment goes directly along the bottom corner of it, but there are a couple of footpaths and I hope they're recognisable. I think maybe that little hedgerow there might be one of them. There are footpaths that go around it, so I'll be able to get a nice look inside. I've made a slight adaptation to my walking kit. The Osprey water bottle, although I adapted my my walking bag a little bit to accommodate that, at the end of the day it's still a big heavy bulky item crushing around in there, and I've got my camera and maps and books and things in there that I don't want to get messed up. So, British Army PLC pouch on my 1937 pattern. There you go, World War II 1937 pattern webbing belt. That's great, and it also means I haven't got that kilo and a bit hanging on my shoulder as well. It weighs nothing on your waist, and it's protecting all the stuff that I've got in the bag. And I've got a map with me today, and a book. There's a map in a book as well that I just wanted to refer to at some point. It's working well. I'm really pleased with that. It was dirt cheap. It was like 12 quid, I think. Very pleased with it. Still in use now, you see. Got people out walking and jogging, dog walkers, cyclists. As long as it's not tourists, it's all fine with me. This bit of lower track that we're on, I say lower in comparison to the ridgeway that goes along the top of the hills there. There would have been various routes along the Icknield way and the ridgeway, dependent on the seasons and the weather and whatever threats they might have faced. I mean, who knows what sort of thing they were up against back then when these were essential thoroughfares. But you can see it makes sense that they'd have a lower route and an upper route. Even along the way where you've got modern road names attached to sections of the Icknield Way. It's still known as Lower and Upper. The oldest finds up there on the beacon, as far as I'm aware, are Neolithic. But down here in the vicinity of Ivinghoe, Aston, there have been Paleolithic finds, which is very interesting. They must have been some of the earliest people to come and settle here. I think there was basically a major influx as Doggerland went under the waves. Of course, this track, when you follow it all the way back to the Norfolk coast, it actually pretty much just seems to disappear into the sea, which suggests to me that that track originally came all the way from Doggerland down to the southwest of England. And it would have been, with a lot of these ancient tracks, just a sec. Rather him than me. What was I saying? Those ancient trackways, the really ancient ones, like this one here, that one over there, it's thought that they originated from when we were still hunter-gatherers, before we were farming, which is Paleolithic. They were still hunter-gatherers. They would have followed the herds of game around seasonally, and there would have been times a year that the herds of whatever it was they were hunting and eating would have followed that ridge of high land down to the warmer southwest, maybe every winter, one could presume. And eventually, when people started moving around and settling to farm, by that point these had become well-established trackways, originating from animals' migratory routes. So the fact that we've got Paleolithic finds in that sort of area, it paints a picture in my head of the very, very earliest people, before they ever really even permanently settled. It would have been a seasonal thing. They came down here following their, I don't know, what would they have been hunting? T-Rexes, that'll do. I always call that the little tree that could, but actually it's bloody massive. Look at it compared to the people. It's the little tree that could, because it's always viewed from a very long way away. I think this here, where are we? This here might be our combe. And I can see somebody walking along the hedgerow, so I think that probably is the footpath that goes along to the east of it. So I think we're just about to turn off. Yeah, there's somebody walking along there. Excellent. I think we might have found the combe. I hope that wind's not doing too badly for you. We'll see when I get home and have a look at it all. I think we've got the stream. There's a dip in the pathway with a little concrete slab bridge. I suspected there was water coming out of a combe hole and combe bottom. Oh, quite a substantial bit, look. That's not bad, big lumps of chalk in the bottom, a bit silty. Reflection's not doing that any favours, is it? Have a look upstream. We'll have a look at whatever that is in a minute. Oh, there you go. You're probably not seeing it as clearly as I am. Right, what is this thing all about? A slightly scary looking teddy with a charred face. Yeah, charred face, I think. I'm the teddy in the tree. Feel free to stop a while with me. I guess you know a caring bear is... Oh, Oh, I think it's just a kind of, oh, you're feeling sad. Teddy make you happy. I'd love to know what that is. Sitting here at the corner of Combe Hole. It could be, I wonder, if somebody's capped off an old well. Possibly. It seems like a very strange place to have a very small monument of any kind. I wonder if this might have been an old, maybe even a holy well by the Celtic cross on top of it. Who knows? This is very definitely the right spot. You've got the stream running down the bottom here, and then as it goes off towards the beacon, it all widens right out and deepens. I'm not 100% sure. I'm actually on the right side of the river here, on the right side of the stream for the footpath. Yes, I am. I must be. There's a lady up there. Yeah, I'm all fine. Right, we'll follow this along a bit, and the first opportunity I get, we'll see if we can scoot down and have a closer look at the water. This is beautiful, look. It must be, absolutely must be, I'm 100% sure, it must be another tributary of the Ousel. It must join up with the Ousel somewhere between Edlesborough and Leighton Buzzard. I'm so pleased that I've managed to actually get down here and have a look. I was a bit concerned. You know how it goes often. You go looking for somewhere and you can't get to it. This is looking quite encouraging. I'm glad I got my stick. Right, let's follow it along and see what it looks like up in that lovely looking wooded combe over there. Looks as though either in the past or at certain times of the year there's quite a bit of water comes down there. It's a gentle little stream today. It's starting to get deeper and denser. Lots of animal tracks going down there. I don't know if you can quite make out beyond these trees. It's actually, oh, that's blackthorn. Better not. Just make out across there. Look, it's really turning into quite a steep old gully, bit of a ravine. Can't even see the bottom anymore. I'm going to keep walking along this side, because I'm pretty sure that lady who was walking up ahead of me, I'm pretty sure she went up the other side, but she came down this side. I'll just keep walking along here and see if I can actually get any further, and if at some point, if my eyes didn't deceive me, if I can actually cross over to the other side. Okay, that's fairly clear, but I'm going to respect that. That's alright. Look, we've got a lock on the gate. And at this point, as we walk up the combe, there's a barbed wire fence clearly showing where we're not wanted. That's alright though, it's not too bad. Oh, there's a nice view of the clear looking, oh, now that's less silty. That's definitely a nice chalk stream, look down there. Lovely bit of chalk stream. I'm going to sit down for a minute. I do wish we could go further. It's such a shame, never mind. I'm going to have a quick look at the map, because think we've come as far as we can on this side, quite clearly, but there were one or two on the other side that I think one of them sort of comes up and stops at the edge and then backs off again. It might be worth trying to find that one for maybe a bit of a view down up there somewhere. Let's get the map out and have a look. Right, so that bit we've just walked up was here. We came along the footpath here from Edlesborough Church and then headed south, north I said, idiot, headed south up here where it isn't actually even a footpath. We've had to stop about here where that gate is. It's not even a footpath, so we're lucky to be able to even just get up and have that little look. What I'm going to do, this is the other one I was thinking of. There's a footpath here that sort of stops abruptly at the top of the combe. Now I don't know, that might be completely wooded over, and from there you might not be able to see a damn thing, but we'll give it a go. I'll go back the way I came. The car's over by the church, and I think what I'll do, I'll whiz up to, there's a little car park just here at the bottom of Gallows Hill, and then I'll take this footpath here and see what we can see. And just quickly, while I've got the camera set up on a little tripod, this is a map out of an old book I've got called Ancient Dunstable. I think it was from the 1960s, I think this book was published. But this little local map here gives an indication of where the Paleolithic finds are. Anywhere you see the letters PL, there have been Paleolithic finds, which is pretty incredible, because these would have been not even the first settlers, not the first farmers. These would have been the first temporary visitors following the herds down. Now look, we've got Paleolithic at Kensworth, Paleolithic at Caddington. Where else was there some? Anyway, we're just off the map. We're about here. If this map extended just a little bit further that way, you'd be seeing Paleolithic finds around here as well. It's just amazing to think that was going on back then here. Ivinghoe means Ifa's hill spur. Ifa being the bloke who would have lived there many, many moons ago. Just like over there at Edlesborough. Edlesborough means Aidwulf's Mound. There's a lot of white fur in that poo. Too small for a big cat. I wonder what it is though. I got all distracted by that, whatever it is, possibly an old capped well, and I missed, just on the other side of the pathway here, there's a monument to somebody who, by the inscription, actually appears quite significant to this spot. Bridget Elizabeth Talbot, OBE, of Little Gadsden and Kipling Hall. I'm not sure where Kipling Hall is, I know Little Gadsden. Seaman's friend and defender of human rights, she helped to preserve these downs for you who read this. Died 29th November 1971. Inventor of the life-saving watertight torch for mariners. And it says at the top here that she led the campaign to save Ashridge for the National Trust. I'll have to do a little bit of research on her, find out who exactly she was. There might just, I don't know yet, we'll see what happens, there might just be a different video tonight, because at my house there's an 18th birthday party going on tonight, which obviously I've got no interest in joining in with, but also the chances of sleep are going to be absolutely zero. So I'm considering, well, more than considering, I've already been out and bought a new camping mat. I'm probably going to do a little wild camp in the back of the Volvo, which I've done before, many years ago, in a different Volvo estate that I had, and before I had arthritis. But I've got 2 camping mats now, so I don't know. In a way, I'm not really up for sleeping in the car, but I could make an interesting little video out of it, you know. I won't say where. Take along the Kelly kettle. I'll probably have to wait till it gets dark. I don't want to be seen there while it's light still. But we'll see what happens. I'm sort of in two minds about that, really. These umbellifers here, carrot family, they are basically. I'm not very good at distinguishing them. They all look extremely similar. Luckily, importantly, I can tell the poisonous ones. They've got a particular feature which gives them away immediately. I remember as a kid being taught how to cut the stems off of these and use them as pea shooters, especially once you've dried them out and they become a bit rigid. They're hollow straight stems, and you can use them as pea shooters, which I used to do. That was really stupid, because that could well have been hemlock. I call it, I don't know, is this cow parsley or something along those lines? There's so many of them. I know this isn't hemlock because it doesn't have purple splotches up and down the stem. That's the dead giveaway with hemlock. But you don't go teaching a kid, if they see something like this, to snip it off and stick it in their mouth. A kid, I had no idea at the time that hemlock even existed, and there's me going around picking what I always presumed to be cow parsley. Might not have been. The other one that looks like this, that you don't want to go anywhere near, is giant hogweed, but that's pretty easy to spot. As the name suggests, it's up there somewhere. Excuse the traffic. There she is, look, comb hole. Whoever owns it obviously does go down there. I can see footpaths. But if we head just down the road there is a footpath that should take us up to that edge. Slightly treacherous, this bit. The path should be just down there on the left somewhere. Nothing to walk on whatsoever here. And some dickhead in a Golf R just came herring round the corner at about 90. I hope that footpath's coming up soon. I don't like it. Okay, finally, here we are. Safety. Now what have we got? Now, Combe Hole is just the other side of that hedgerow there. If I follow this pathway, I should turn left at some point, and it looks, according to the OS map, it looks as though it will take me up to the edge. But like I said, how much we'll be able to see, I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out. Oh, bit windy, sorry. There's a nice viewpoint here though, look. There's Hunger Hill, there's Sewell Cutting, following round to Dunstable Downs there, Pascombe Hill and Dunstable Downs. There's Whipsnade and the White Lion cutting to the side of the hill. Zoo's on top of there. You can follow that all the way around. Past, what's it called? Past Bison Hill. Off towards the beacon. Nice little panoramic spot, that. Unfortunately, the inevitable has happened. The pathway I want has been ploughed out completely. It's gone. You can see the start of it there. I came down from the road, turned right, turned immediately left, as shown on the OS map. Now that should continue all the way across there to the edge of Combe Hole, just over the top there. I don't know what this bit's all about. just behind those trees there, it looks like a farmer's dumping ground. It's all covered in building rubble. But whatever's going on here, the path has gone. I won't have the camera out while I'm walking back along the road there to where I parked. My wits about me there. I'll go back to the car, and I think what we'll do, we'll finish up with a nice quiet pint in the Traveller's Rest. Nice little pub, the Traveller's Rest, but I bet they don't do a pint for less than a £5. £5.25. Apparently, I personally don't remember him saying this, but I remember when I was a kid hearing that my granddad Bert had said at some point, I don't know, this is probably back in the 1950s, I'm guessing, he said that if a pint of beer in a pub ever costs more than 50p, he'll stop drinking. I don't think he ever stopped drinking, but £5.25. I mean, I'm not picking on the Traveller's Rest, it's just all the pubs in it really. But luckily, it's Timothy Taylor, which is one of my favourites. That's lovely. And well earned as well. I worked up a bit of a sweat there. Right, I might see you tonight. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Tomorrow I've got loads to do on the allotment. In fact, I'm going to pop up there this afternoon and get started. But I'll see you soon. Take care.